Jimmy. It's like an ongoing joke in my Halo run now. Of course, Twitch is taking a while to tell me that you're live. Oh, there we are. I'll see. Gotta watch this 5-gum ad.
What is it like to do 5-gum?
Honestly, 5-gum is pretty awesome. Like, if you're into gum, that's like top tier gum.
Nice. I haven't actually had it.
I mean, it's not like so extreme where it's going to make you better at the Avengers game, but as is being depicted in this ad. But it's good gum.
Why would you want to be better at that game anyway?
I've heard it's actually very fun to play, despite not appearing so.
Really?
I don't know. But I'm just saying it appeared like this is this girl, and she's playing the game, and then she eats the gum, and then suddenly stuff's exploding. She's doing better.
That does have
I mean, in my experience, yeah. But no, yeah, it's good gum. So yeah, I'll be keeping an eye on the results as we do this on all 4 things that I have pulled up. You know what's funny is that from our perspective of who we want to win, or rather of who we want to lose, believe it or not, the Fox News one is the most optimistic right now.
that is a surprise.
Yeah.
Is it? Maybe they would do that to try and get people afraid.
Yeah, well, maybe, if there's no like fear mongering on their page, it's just, I don't know, Fox News is sort of really weird. Like, they seem to have drawn away from Trump recently.
Yeah, he was in some respects just a little bit too powerful. Didn't stick to their guns as much as they usually do.
I mean, Fox is sort of a crazy news network when you think about it, because they're the biggest news network in this country. They're the most watched. They have the highest ratings. They have the biggest reach. But they portray themselves as being not part of the mainstream media. It's like if Walmart was to try to tell you to shop at Walmart because it's a mom and pop store. It's not. Don't go to that corporate bullshit. Come here to Walmart.
I guess it works, and I use works in massive air quotes.
It does work though.
Because in Fox's case, it's the most mainstream news station that's saying the stuff that it is, right? Like all the other ones are somewhere between centuries and a little bit different.
I guess, I don't know, but they're always saying that they're not the mainstream media, but I'm like, if you're not the mainstream media, who is? You know? You're like, well, Al Jazeera. No, definitely not Al Jazeera. That's not mainstream at all. I found out today that your avatar in Pokemon Go could have a COVID mask on. So now he's wearing a COVID mask. You want to see it?
Sure.
Turn around and face me, asshole. Oh. Alright. The weird thing about Pokemon Go, I was playing it earlier and I engaged with Team Rocket Grunt, and the dude came at me with 3 Magikarps. I'm like, oh, this is like real Pokemon. Hold on. Give me. I'll send you the picture, Kitty. Entertained. You sound like you sound weird.
Yeah, you sound far away. Do you have the mic up?
Oh. No.
Oh, yeah, you just got closer to the mic just now. I was like, you sound like you're so far away. Like, no.
Thud, no.
Riddle's saying he can only hear me. Hold on. Say something, Kitty.
Hello, I am Kitty. Welcome to the Kitty Zone.
Yeah, if the music is drowning you out.
Oh, heck.
Well, that's okay. We're gonna turn it off.
June, say.
Let's go over the.
Hold on. Okay, stop for a second. Let me. Yeah, you guys both need to be louder.
Okay, I can't I can't project much because April's sleeping like right above me, so I'm kind of soft voicing it and just leaning into the mic. But my mic is turned up all the way, so I don't.
No, but that wouldn't help. That June has to raise you.
Okay, so there's we'll switch over to the GLOOMWAVE screen.
Put that hard thing away. Oh my lord!
Oh my God.
Where did you get that?
It took me a while to find the anime it's from, and apparently it's a really terrible anime based on a mobile game of all things.
Oh my god! So wait, they made an anime of the mobile game, not the other way around.
Yes, that's.
God.
I mean, that's what Grand Blue Fantasy is. It started off as a mobile game, and now there's an anime. There's the fighting game. There's a Platinum Games is being hired to do an action game.
That's insane.
Right.
So, you may have noticed also I have a new logo for GLOOMWAVE. I'm going to be keeping it.
Pretty dope.
Yeah, I like it.
I like it.
Yeah, it's got that kind of retro look to it.
It's pretty dope.
Okay, so you were telling me before I went live that you have 4 different...
Yes, I have. I have the election map up from 4 different sources.
That's pretty good.
They're not all giving the same results.
No. The ones I trust the most would be Associated Press and ABC.
Okay, well, I don't have ABC, but let me tell you what I do have and what they're saying right now.
538 is ABC, by the way.
Oh, then I have ABC. Okay. So I have CNN, and they actually seem to be a little bit behind right now. They're not purporting certain states. They still have certain states in gray. They have Joe Biden at 253 and Trump at 213. Google, through the Associated Press, has Joe Biden at 264, which basically means as soon as he wins Nevada, he wins the election, and Trump at 214. So you notice that they gave Trump a little extra too. He got like one more there, I guess. I don't know where that's coming from.
Yeah.
But I know, probably from like Nebraska or something. Then I have 538.com, which has Biden at 253 and Trump at 214. And finally, just for fun, we have Fox News, which is, by the way, on Fox News, it is hardest to find where their numbers are. It's buried in the corner. They have Biden at 264 and Trump at 214, which is interesting. So they're basically the same as the Associated Press. They may even be using the Associated Press for their numbers.
I want to point out that ABC News is providing the numbers for 538. So
okay, so yeah, I'm trying to see if Fox News has a source here to see if it's the same as
Fox News sourcing something that they said. Why?
Well, I mean, it's just curious that their numbers are exactly the same as the Associated Press.
It is, yeah. It makes you wonder if there's just an intern somewhere who just Googled U.S. election 2020.
Oh, they gave... Okay, so the reason that the 214 is the Maine District 2, because Maine has that ranked choice voting. Even though Biden won, Donald Trump got a single electoral vote, or will get,
Interesting.
No, it's funny. Trump has been stuck at 214 like all day. He hasn't moved the needle. Meanwhile, this news about Joe Biden jumping up to 264 or whatever, that's new. I haven't looked at the results in a couple hours.
Yeah. Well, you know what else I have up? And this is really, really entertaining, is I have Trump's Twitter up.
Oh no.
So I'm gonna go back a little bit. I want to give you all the tweets from today. Well, actually, I'll give you yesterday, too, because he only tweeted, like, twice yesterday. So his first tweet from yesterday was, get out and vote. Under my administration, our economy, that's all in all caps, economy, is growing at the fastest rate ever at 33.1%. Next year will be the greatest economic year in American history. Find your polling place below. So a pretty inoffensive tweet, to be honest, considering it's Trump.
Yeah.
Then
on the Trump curve.
Yeah. Later on, he posted, and this is in all caps, "We are looking really good all over the country. Thank you." And this is when he was losing by a very wide margin. He was about 90 electoral votes below Biden when he posted that. He retweeted something from the official GOP, just telling people to go out and vote. Then he says, "I will be making a statement tonight, a big win." I don't know what his statement was. So the next tweet is actually protected. I have to click through to see it because Twitter said that it's misleading. So isn't that fun? Yeah.
I love
So-
that Twitter has a system now that tells you which posts by Trump are fake news.
Yeah. So this is what he wrote. This is the fake news, according to Twitter, fake news tweet that he wrote. "We are up big, but they're trying to steal the election. We will never let them do it. Votes cannot be cast after the polls are closed." So he's trying to say that if you voted early and if you sent in a mail-in vote, as I did, and I think a lot of people did in Pennsylvania, that if it's counted after, then you're technically voting after, and you can't do that because the polls are closed, which is silly.
Not how that works. Yeah.
Not at all how any of this works. So that was his tweet. That was 18 hours ago.
Wasn't he also the one pushing for them not to even start vote
Until
counting
election
until-
day. Yeah, so he could say this.
So he's full of shit.
Yeah, so then he retweeted some.
Oh my god! I just noticed another one he posted about 8 hours ago. Are you ready for
Well,
this one?
I'm getting to it. I'm reading them all for you. If you
Okay.
want to read it, go ahead. Which one is it, though? Because there's a few 8 hours ago. He went on a tweet storm.
It's the one complaining about mail-in ballot dumps.
Well, there's three of them, actually.
I'll
So-
let you.
This first one's protected. It says, "Last night I was leading, often solidly, in many key states. In almost all instances, Democrat-run and controlled. Then, one by one, they started to magically disappear as surprise ballot dumps were counted. Very strange. And the pollsters got it completely and historically wrong." So that one was protected. And then he said, this one's not protected, I guess because it's a question. "How come every time they count mail-in ballot dumps, they are so devastating in their percentage and power of destruction?"
That's the one I was
mean,
going to read out loud.
Yeah. I mean, maybe because you ain't shit,
Oh my god! And his next
And
one
then,
is.
then he replies to a protected tweet, which is from Matt Walsh. Something about there's something like 180,000 votes that came through, and they were all for Biden, and just Trump in all caps going, "What is this all about?" And then this is 6 hours ago. "They are finding Biden votes all over the place in Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan. So bad for our country." Another protected one from 6 hours ago. "They are working hard to wake up the 500,000 vote advantage in Pennsylvania disappear ASAP. Likewise, Michigan and others." And then he writes 5 hours ago, "Wow. It looks like Michigan has now found the ballots necessary to keep a wonderful young man, John James, out of the U.S. Senate. What a terrible thing is happening."
Oh, well, they put a Nazi in the Senate in another state somewhere. So
Yeah, it's unfortunate. But then he says, "We are winning Pennsylvania big, but the PA Secretary of State just announced there are millions of ballots left to be counted," which is true.
yeah, I think they put that.
Could you not? This one's protected too. Damn. He wrote, there was a large. I'm not going to do his voice anymore. It's hurting my. He said there was a large number of secretly dumped ballots, as has been widely reported. And then this is the best part. He says, "We have claimed for electoral vote purposes the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, which won't allow legal observers, the state of Georgia, and the state of North Carolina. Each one of them has a big Trump lead, at the very small leads. Additionally, we hereby claim the state of Michigan, if in fact," and then he just trails off and he never replied. There's like a comma and in like 3 or 4 periods. Like I don't understand it's like a real Kofifi moment there. He lost Michigan, by the way. I don't know what he's talking about.
By the way, that comment about large number of secretly dumped ballots, that was his follow-up to that.
Yeah. And then he wrote, "Our lawyers have asked for a meaningful access, but what good does that do? The damage has already been done by the integrity of our system and to the presidential election itself. This is what should be discussed." And that's his most
guy
recent
who
tweet.
talked about how he wasn't going to accept the election results if he lost.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
It's like this is what blows my mind about Trump, and this is what I actually argued with Mom about this back in 2016. It's like, okay, so if Trump loses, that means the election was rigged against him. But what happens if
I'll be right
Trump
back, guys.
wins? Does that mean the election is rigged for him? And Mom wasn't having it. It was like some sort of Schrodinger's election fraud.
Schrodinger's election fraud. I mean, like any conservative, he's clearly just playing the game to win. He's not actually playing the game to follow the rules.
Yeah, yeah.
And he never has been, and he's just the most obvious and naked example of it, right?
Yeah, what blows my mind now was the way some of these conservatives and right wingers, it's like they'll either try to deny that anything as shady is happening, or they'll just completely own it and say that it's perfectly okay that it's shady because you got to keep these liberal commie socialists out of the White House, got to keep them out of the government. And
And
I'm just
also,
thinking, why can't the Democrats be this brazen?
and sometimes they'll even claim that the other side is doing it too, so that's why they have to do it. Meanwhile, the Democrats do the opposite, where they claim that the only way to win is to play the game respectfully, even when your opponent isn't.
Yeah. Yeah, it just blows my mind now. I mean, I can't get over how useless the Democrats are. And if you look at the election results, I mean, okay, let's say, just for an example, let's go with 538, which uses ABC News. Joe Biden is 253 over Donald Trump 214. That is not a reputation of Trumpism.
No, it's not. It's we're winning by not nearly the margin we should be winning given the past 4 years.
Yeah, I mean, this is such a nail biter that's been going on for 2 days, and it just blows my mind. And at the end of the day, I realize, these people is actually really fucking racist.
Hi, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Came right back to that. The country's racist. There's a hot take. What's next? Water's wet.
Whoa. The sky is this new color I found called blue.
Blue?
Wow.
Sounds fake. Fake news, sad.
But
Blue.
no, I mean,
Clearly
just
it's red. There's a red wave in the sky.
I guess I'm just a little bit low-key disappointed at, I knew that a lot of people were going to vote for Trump. I just didn't think it would be this many.
I thought he was going to win, and let me tell you, so it's down to just 5 states, really, but nobody really gives a shit about Alaska.
That's the other thing. Why are we worried about 4 states out of 50? I mean, that's how fucked up our election is.
Well, because these are the only ones that are, not really decided yet. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, okay, so Alaska, which has 3 electoral votes, Trump is going to win that. He's ahead by quite a lot, more than twice the votes that Biden has. Yeah. Pennsylvania, this is too close to call. Trump is ahead by a very small margin, 51.4%. But Pennsylvania has said that they're not going to be finished counting votes today. So, but hot take, and especially as someone who lives in this state, Pennsylvania doesn't really matter to this election. And I'll tell you why. It's 20 electoral votes. That would put Donald Trump at 224. Okay. North Carolina, that's another 9, right? So what? 233, right? Yeah. Georgia. He's leading in Georgia by an even smaller margin, I should add. That's another 16 votes. So that's not 270 now, is it?
No, it's not.
No.
So here's the state that matters. This is it, Nevada. This is the one that matters. Nevada right now, with the polls being closed and 75% of the districts reporting in, Joe Biden with a narrow lead of 8,000 votes. 49.3% of the vote over 48.7% for Trump. That will secure Biden's victory. As soon as they call Nevada, the election's over.
Yeah,
Trump, I don't think he can mathematically win right now, which is why he's going off about lawyers and recounts and all this bullshit.
Yeah, Georgia is probably going to go for Trump, but that's kind of the thing. We're really not sure.
It's 16 votes.
Yeah.
It's not enough. It's not enough. He can get Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Georgia, and Alaska, and it's not going to bring him to 270.
He needs Nevada as well, and
Here, let me do the crunch the numbers real quick, because he's at 214. Let's add Pennsylvania, which is 20, North Carolina, which is 15, Georgia, which is 16, and Alaska, which is 3. 268. Yeah, he would need to win Nevada.
And he's not going to win Nevada.
It's narrow, but Biden's ahead.
Yeah.
and also aren't all the mail-in votes going to like massively favor Biden? So like any votes that haven't been counted because they were mail-in because they're still being counted now are probably
Yeah, I mean, technically speaking, it's very likely that Trump could still lose Pennsylvania.
yeah.
Yeah, because Pennsylvania is basically, well, there's a big difference between Eastern Pennsylvania and Western Pennsylvania. Like
Well,
I've been saying for a while now that West Virginia, Eastern Ohio, and West Pennsylvania should just turn into their own state. Just make Steubenville the capital and call the whole place Shitsylvania.
Okay, so that's very funny, but it's also not accurate, unfortunately. And I'll tell you why, because I'm looking at the county by county breakdown, right? Now, almost the whole state is red. The blue counties are Allegheny County, I'm pretty sure that's where Pittsburgh is. Lackawanna County, which is where Scranton is, and that's where Joe Biden is from, so I kind of expect him to win there. Mifflin County, which is this rare blue dot in the middle of the state. Dauphin County, and the whole like 4-county cluster that surrounds Philadelphia. So really, it's just a bunch of specks of blue. You know, some of it's in the west, some of it's in the east. One of them's in the middle. It's bizarre. It's a schizophrenic system that we have here.
Pennsylvania's weird.
Okay, I have a question. Which direction did your county go to?
Oh, Trump. I didn't name it. Yeah, Trump. Definitely.
Yeah. It looks like
It's-
my county isn't actually finished yet.
Yeah.
But
Well,
it's leaning toward blue.
No, I always knew that Trump. I mean, you've seen where I live. It's not an urban center.
It's not.
It doesn't even know what an urban center might be.
No.
you know.
It doesn't want to know.
But believe it or not, it was a little close. Trump only got 59% of the vote in my county, which is called Pike County. So, you know.
What defines a county? I've never really fully.
It's just like a state within a state. Like if you think of like each state as being a nation in a sense, and then they have like their different districts, and each one has like a capital too. They call it the county seat.
Okay.
You know, it's just like a further way of dividing people.
Bigger, so it's like a subdivision bigger than a town or city and smaller than a.
Yeah, it's several towns and cities.
Okay.
You know.
Because when I was in Santa Cruz, I knew Santa Cruz County encompassed more than just Santa Cruz, but I was never really sure about the like delineation or why. I never really needed to.
The funny thing about these counties is, a lot of them have their own personalities compared to their neighbors.
It's true.
America's weird like that. America has a lot of a lot of invisible lines. Like people from different states there's like different state culture. There's like 50 different cultures in the United States, but even then, like within states, it's still not the same. Because like rural California and like San Francisco are entirely different.
And you know what's interesting is looking at Nevada, which I think is the most important state here. Biden is leading, but he's only winning 2 counties. It's just that one of them is Washoe County, which is, it's practically California, and Clark County, which contains Las Vegas. So, cities, I've seen this argument, like somebody was replying to one of Trump's tweet and was like, how could you look at the map and see all the red, and how would Biden be ahead? And it's like, because land doesn't vote, people do.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's kind of the sick thing about the electoral college. It's like these people living out in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. If you add them all up, oftentimes they don't even mount up to the number of people in New York City.
Not even close. And it's a global thing too. I saw a map once and it had a circle around basically an area that encompassed Southeast Asia, India, and China. And it said more people live within the circle than outside of it.
Yeah.
You know, so almost all of the world's population is in this circle.
A quick Google says that about 4/5, slightly more, of the entire U.S. population resides in urban areas,
Yeah.
and that's
So,
going up
yeah.
statistically.
Yeah, so like when you see a map that looks almost completely red and you are like, oh my God, Trump's winning. Not really. Because there's, you know, like what? He wins North Dakota? There's like 20 people that live in North Dakota. You got to be fucking kidding me.
And here's part of the reason why we still have the Electoral College, because the actual, like, the only reason this is even close is because the Electoral College, if this was just a popular vote,
Yeah.
Democrats would almost certainly take it, like, every time.
But
Because
yeah, I mean,
big cities tend to lean left way more than.
oh yeah. Now I understand why it exists because like politicians wouldn't do anything for rural counties then.
Yeah.
They wouldn't give a shit. They would ignore them. It would be a no man's land. And then everybody would want to live in the city and we'd have just like a few dots where people live and a whole wasteland. And it's like, well, why do we even have all this land? We might as well just move everybody over to New York and make that America, and the rest of it we can give back to the indigenous people.
I'm okay with that.
I'm okay.
Yeah, I never said it was a bad thing.
It's a good idea.
You know, yeah, but right now it looks like Nevada. Believe it or not, Nevada's important for once.
I did find something interesting, though. I've been clicking around the various states, and most of them, even the red ones, have a little bit of blue. Most of the blue ones have a little bit of red.
Yeah, of
Well,
course.
actually, the blue ones have a lot of red.
Well,
but-
if you look at New York,
Yeah. Yeah, New York. I mean, people talk about New York City, you know, being this liberal bastion or whatever, but New York State, upstate New York, looks a lot like Ohio.
well, I mean, if you look at like the few, because I'm assuming you're looking at the New York County map right now, the few deep blue spots, you know, Otsego County and Onondaga County and Schenectady and Albany. I mean, Albany's the capital, and this is like, okay, so that's where Syracuse and Utica are and those other counties. And then if you look down where New York City is, that big cluster, notice that Long Island becomes red.
Yeah,
Do you know
Long
what-
Island is,
Nassau and Suffolk County are red. Now, do you know why they're red? Because they're rich. Okay, it's urban, but it's rich urban.
yeah. Now, here's a funny thing. So, as I was saying, I did find that Oklahoma is all red.
That's not shocking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not even a surprise at all. Meanwhile,
Texas has more blue.
Even Texas
Yeah.
has bits of blue in it.
Texas has a lot of blue in it. I mean, Trump did not win Texas by a large margin.
No, only like by 6% total. Only by 700,000 votes.
Yeah.
Check out California. This California always fucking freaks me out because, I mean, past me who didn't understand it very well, just
Yeah.
assumed California would be like all
blue.
blue, right? But once you learn the rural, the inland, there's like a blue line along the coast and a little bit on the eastern half, southeastern half.
Well, Trump only decisively won 2 counties.
Yeah, but there's still the like that whole middle pink section where he's
Yeah. I don't know. These elections are gross.
I know. I'm so done with elections. Why do we have to choose our leaders? Isn't that what the Supreme Court is for?
You're an asshole. You really ain't shit.
Hey Moogle and hi Billy Sundown.
You really just ain't never been shit.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Okay,
okay, honestly, I feel like we should just get rid of presidents entirely. Just throw the whole thing out and just maybe get rid of Congress too. Definitely get rid of the Supreme Court. Just throw it all out and just institute government by computer.
that would be YouTube. Let's not do that.
I mean, it might be better than what we got.
I never said that. The thing about the YouTube is that YouTube learns from its audience. I don't want a computer to learn nothing.
Yeah, no, that's like probably the worst idea I've ever heard.
I
And
mean,
I've heard, about bananas on pizza.
I guess what I'm saying is that we should do the Icarus ending from Deus Ex.
Oh, okay. How about we do the scientific ending from Civilization 5 and just leave the planet?
So it leads
Okay.
into Beyond Earth.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a
Yeah.
better idea. How about instead of we leaving the planet, we take all of the Trump voters and have them leave the planet, and they can go conquer some other planet.
Well, they can go to Mars because it's red.
Oh shit!
Yeah, but I'd like to go to Mars someday. So no, we're gonna send them to, I don't know, Uranus or something.
Uranus.
Yeah, Uranus.
Yeah. I mean, it is giant ball of gas. I think they'd fit right in
I was gonna say send them to Jupiter.
because they're stupider.
Yeah.
Okay, we tell them that we found this nice, big, beautiful planet, totally habitable for human being. And
You
then,
heard that, right,
we send them
Kitty?
into the sun.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah, and then
So-
once they're gone, we get to work on making this planet a slightly less shitty place to live on.
So like my takeaway from looking at the four different maps is that CNN are a bunch of wimps.
Yeah, they are totally a bunch of wimps.
That doesn't surprise me.
They're the worst. I don't really care for CNN. Let's
Like they haven't called Alaska, despite Trump having a massive lead there.
according to 538, we probably will not see results from Arizona and Georgia until 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that will probably be after we finish the show, but I will be keeping an eye on that. But I do find it interesting that Trump has not moved the needle all day.
Yeah, and I think he's freaking out and trying to make it.
Yeah, he's losing his mind, and it's so
Something-
funny.
Yeah, he's trying to make it like they're stealing the election, but like no, honestly, the system's kind of actually working for once.
You're just losing the election, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
He- he's unprepared for
Going
any
to
kind
jail.
of. Well, that who even knows if that would actually happen? I mean, I think it might happen on a state level actually, because I know that he'll probably get a presidential pardon, but that doesn't stop the state of New York from going after him.
Nice. Good.
And and he's gonna fucking live in Florida, I think.
Yeah, Florida. He likes Florida.
He voted in
What gets me
Florida.
about Florida is I was reading some stuff on Twitter, and the way Florida went deep red in the Miami area, and I got to thinking, that doesn't surprise me because they've really been pushing the whole and they've really been pushing the whole socialism angle, like Biden's a socialist and like that and stuff like that, and that goes over well with Cuban Americans down there because they come from Cuba and they associate
Actually-
socialism with Castro, and so if you keep pushing that message, they're just gonna think of Castro, and so imagine comparing Biden to Castro.
Okay, not to rain diamonds on your parade, but Trump lost Miami County.
Yes, he lost Miami County, but most of
Yeah.
the entire state of Florida, including southern
Yeah.
Florida, is red, and so is the Florida Keys apparently.
The Florida Keys are red, yeah. It's Miami-Dade County, Broward County, and Palm Beach County, which is all in the south. It's actually like interesting because it's the right side is blue and the left side of southern Florida is red. It's like
That makes
switch
sense
that
because
around.
the left side is mostly the Everglades. Nobody normal lives out there.
It's just a bunch of alligators and meth.
Yeah,
Argument to ad nauseum. How good is it?
yeah. So nobody normal lives on the west side of Florida.
So, I mean, looking as it does right now, that it looks like Biden's most likely going to win. Do you think that, like, Trump and his family are going to trash the White House before they leave? Like, they're just going to, like, make a giant mess and wreck everything?
Oh my God,
Hey.
they totally would, wouldn't they?
Like, I feel like he would.
I hope
that's
they make such a mess of it. Go ahead.
That's just something. I mean, let's be real. That's something I would do.
I hope they make such a mess of it that they either have to go after him to pay for it, or we just have to call in the Brits and the Canadians to burn it down again.
I'm pretty sure that they that a president, if they leave a like damage, that they do have to pay for it.
I hope so. Because that would just be like embarrassing on top of everything else,
Yeah.
and I want that for him.
Honestly, though, I just can't help but think if Biden wins, we're gonna have riots on our hands.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
I do think so.
Right now, both sides are declaring the same thing. Like the Republicans are like, if Biden wins, or they're saying that if Trump wins, the left is going to get violent and there's going to be riots. And then the left is saying, that if they win, that the Trumpers are going to get violent. And here's the thing, and this may not be something that anybody wants to agree with, but I think it's the truth. Everybody's going to get up and they're going to go about their business. They may not be happy about it. They may post a lot of really weird and angry and borderline illegal rhetoric on Facebook and Twitter. But yeah, you might have like a few like crazies that like get shot by cops because they're rushing at them with AK-47s in their underwear. But like generally speaking, I think that like no matter what happens, things are going to go on as they have and change slowly over time. You're not going to see some sort of drastic change.
I don't know.
I want you to be wrong, but I'm not sure because I feel like we should have gotten that drastic change. I think the United States is so overdue for a civil war at this point that it's weird to me that it hasn't happened.
We're overdue for some sort of like social enema, that's for sure. I'm not sure if civil war would
civil
be
war
right.
is me like rounding up way too much.
Yeah.
Like something big. So it should have happened by now. It feels like.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
And it feels like the fact that it hasn't happened just means like, okay, people are this placated, like more than I could have estimated.
We're starting to see change now because people are fed up with the status quo. And then we have the people that are going to resist the status quo. Like, but if Biden wins, here's the thing. All these crazy, like, Trumpers, they all have jobs. They all have things to do. You know what I mean? They all have families. They all got to go out and buy crocodile meat for their 20 kids. They need meth for their girlfriend. They need
meth for the crocodile.
their crocodile girlfriend. I'm trying to say that like they're not going to disrupt they're going to assume, because they're the ones sitting there saying that they're peaceful, and it's the left that are a bunch of crazy wingnut maniacs who are super violent. They're all saying, and I've seen it on Twitter, that if Trump wins, they're preparing themselves. If Trump wins, that Antifa and Black Lives Matter are going to raise the country. Do we believe that would happen? No, because
we know better.
We know better, but we should know better the other way too. Like if Biden wins, are the Trumpers really going to start a civil war? No, they're going to just. They're going to, as a matter of fact, somebody on my Discord even said that it's very likely that a lot of them will just sort of pretend that they never supported Trump.
Yeah. Now, that being said, I don't think we're going to have a civil war, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was some violence.
There's always going to be a little bit of violence. Always going to be a little bit of violence. That's natural. I mean, it happened with Obama. You know what I mean? It happened with Bush.
Remember, but don't forget, there was a couple of days ago, with that whole Trump train running a Biden bus off the road.
You see, that's the thing. They didn't really run them off the road. They just sort of like rode alongside them. The people in the Biden bus were like, "This doesn't look good," and they decided to cancel their event.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? They're
pushing closer and closer, because that's how fast it works. They push the envelope, and they do it incrementally to get you used to they're just doing that thing, and they get a little bit worse and worse, and then the next thing you know, to burning down the Reichstag.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they want the left to push back. They want, because they want to be like that kid, like that your little sister or your little brother that comes up to you and stands there and you're like, get away from me, stop touching me. They're like, I'm not touching you, and they're just like getting in your space and they're waiting for you to push them. And then they go, Mom, he pushed me. That's basically what they do. They're childish.
They're bullies.
And
It's basically grade school all over again.
yeah. Now, here's the thing. I'm not saying that we need to rise above it because that never works, ever.
Yeah.
Okay, you cannot, you cannot take the high ground when they're trying to crawl up your taint. But on the other hand, like, if you do that, if you take that first shot, you look bad. You know what I mean? So my thought is just do what you know what? Somebody comes near you, just, like as you said, arm people, right? Arm the marginalized.
Yeah,
Point
people.
Yeah. Point your fucking guns at them and they'll back down because they're cowards.
I'm going to post a link in the chat because I want to talk about. We're not going to talk about here because there's nothing we could say that isn't covered by this video much more eloquently. It is this video, and it is by Innuendo Studios, and they make excellent videos.
Oh, that's one of my I
Yeah.
love all their videos, but that's one of my favorite.
You've posted that on my Discord many times, and I don't think any of the people that you wanted to watch it watched it because they've all been banned.
I don't think I've ever posted this one though. I think I posted how to radicalize and Rami.
No, you've posted
Or
this
the card,
one
or the card says moops.
the card says moops. There was no moops. No, you definitely posted that because I recognize the thumbnail. I've seen it.
Also, random thing, but this is sort of related. My girlfriend told me a little while ago, gun sales are up this month, skyrocketing, apparently, especially among first-time liberal buyers, women, and minorities. So
Good.
The marginalized are arming themselves.
Yeah, good. I mean, it's interesting, like, because, I mean, here's the thing. If the marginalized are arming themselves, it means because they're sick of it. If the bourgeois are arming themselves, it's because they're afraid that their guns are going to be taken away from them.
Yeah, or the money. Or the power.
Everybody, like, because, like, guys, Obama didn't take your guns, did he?
No.
8 years he had to take the guns away. He didn't do it.
Nothing
We're not
happened.
Australia. Yeah, we're not Australia.
Yeah, it went from my mind now to where people still think Obama was some kind of, Marxist socialist, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just thinking, no, he went on a progressive message. But as soon as he was in office, he turned into a center-right corporatist who stepped up, who stepped up drone strikes and, bombing civilians and all that. I mean, what makes him any better than Trump?
He was blue Bush. Is what Obama was. He was blue Bush.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. As far as I'm concerned, Obama was a monster, Bush was a monster, Trump is a monster, all of these politicians are monsters. There isn't a single politician in Washington who doesn't have blood on their hands.
Well, sometimes it's for mistake. Okay, I know this is not related to the topic at hand, but you brought it up, the other day, and I saw it. What happened to Elton Brown? Is he okay?
Oh my God, he really had a normal one yesterday, didn't he?
I mean, you did too, but at least you had an excuse.
I'm starting to wonder if maybe Alton Brown might not have been drunk.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe that's Alton Brown's excuse too.
Well, his last post, from yesterday was, "I'm not drunk, you're drunk."
Yeah, I definitely think he was drunk.
Yeah, he just probably thought it was really funny, and it was. But my God, did he need a blanket? As a matter of fact, this might not even be real because one of his posts is, "I think I blacked out. What did I miss?" Like, come on, and everything is so perfectly typed, with punctuation and everything. I think this might have been a stunt, but it was a hilarious stunt.
Yeah, Alton Brown, it's like, well, to be honest with you, he actually kind of talked me into wanting a steak. Like, cause I watched a video of him making a steak, and
steak is great. I mean,
he's good.
I mean, I'm not. See, that's the thing. I'm not big on beef, so.
Yeah, I know, but.
So no, I have to. He made me want to eat a steak.
See, now, I tend to think about, like, when you say things like that you're not big on beef, it has to do with the fact that your mom probably couldn't cook.
my mom couldn't cook. My school couldn't cook.
Yeah, so you haven't had like a good steak, you know. So, and this also brought to my attention that I'm not following Elton around on Twitter, so now I am.
You know what? No, I am too.
Why does it immediately recommend Rachel Ray and Bobby Flay? I hate both of these bastards.
You know what? That's weird. I'm getting those suggested too. That is so weird.
Like, no, I don't want to follow Rachel Ray, and I definitely don't want to follow what's his face there, whose
Bobby
name I
Flay?
just said, Bobby Flay. He's
Who
a
the
piece
hell
of
is
shit.
Bobby Flay?
You know who Bobby Flay is?
No.
No, he's another one of the Food Network chefs, but he's just an arrogant prick. And apparently, from what I've heard from behind the scenes, like a huge sex pest.
Oh,
Ew.
Yeah.
Okay, see, I don't follow the Food Network. I don't pay attention to, food media or anything like that.
Oh my God, he's back on his shit. He just started. He just
God.
posted barbecue beer freedom in all caps.
Oh no! And right below that, half an hour ago, he posted a picture of him.
Yeah, he's
with
drinking
alcoholic
a
drink in his hand.
It's a martini.
Yeah, so he's back on his bullshit again.
I mean, who doesn't want to get a little fucked up in this election? You did a weed
I mean,
yesterday.
let's be honest here. I am way too sober for this news today.
Okay, so like we all thought, and by we all, I mean me and Kitty, but also everybody else, that you were too traumatized to ever do weed again. And you did it last night, and I'm thinking, well, what's more traumatizing than 2020 and the election? Like, who could blame you?
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I said. Is like election day makes a lot of sense for that, especially after voting. Like, make sure
Yeah.
you've done your civic duty and then just fucking go somewhere else.
I mean, for me, the last time I did an edible and it was a horrible experience, it was one of the most frightening things ever. But then there's the election.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, I did an edible last year, and I'm good. I'm never doing no edibles again. But
Or just do them with a lower dose.
I mean,
Well, see, the thing is,
but I think
they had
I'm
done
just gonna
that.
stick with smoking it. And
They
so,
had done a lower dose, and nothing happened.
Well, okay, but they went from like 4s to
16
40.
milligrams.
No, they went from 4 to 16, and still nothing happened. So that's why the nuclear option
Okay,
was taken.
there's still a lot of ground between
Yeah, because
16
I
and
went
40
from
though.
4, that didn't do anything. So
Yeah.
I took 16, that didn't do anything. So for Halloween last year, I did 40. And that did a lot, and I'm never doing it
Yeah,
again.
but
Do
it's
like a
interesting.
20 or a 24.
Or don't, because edibles are also unpredictable.
Yeah, they're very
Yeah,
unpredictable.
that's fair.
So I went with I went with taking big rips off a vape pen,
Ugh.
and Troy showed me how
Wait,
to do it, and
so now
I think I got the hang of it.
You are
I got
officially a
pretty
douchebag.
good and fucked up last night.
You are officially a douchebag. You vaped.
No. I vaporwave.
Did you listen to Vaporwave while you vaped?
Yes. Well, actually, we listened to Devin Townsend, but
That's not Vaporwave.
I mean, I had a good time though. I mean, it wasn't so bad. I mean, compared to
You were on some bullshit.
I was on some bullshit, and
I mean, okay. I read out Trump's tweets. Now we're going to read yours.
Oh lord.
oh no.
Hey, make sure to get my response to that one tweet.
Well, there's a lot, so let me just scroll down here a bit. Jesus, you were really on a normal one last night.
This is probably where I started too.
Oh, yeah, right after your review.
No, actually, way
and your
before
stream.
Because go back down to about 19 hours ago.
That's where I am. But no, I was saying your review. You had a review there before that. Okay, so space is bullshit. And then you replied to such with, space was invented by the astrology industry to sell more zodiac signs. Then you wrote, you know what's bullshit? The ocean. And then you responded to such with, fuck the ocean. Okay, this next one I can get behind. You wrote, 2020 sucks, it's bullshit, change the channel. You retweeted something, who cares? Then you wrote, I want to eat peanut butter until my heart explodes.
I do. I mean, I still do.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, who doesn't? Then you wrote, here is how Bernie can still win, fart sounds. To which I replied with my go to bed gif. And then let's see. Then you said, Oh, this is a big
Don't
thread.
forget, I replied
Oh,
to
okay,
your
that's your Medusa's Labyrinth post. There's
Yeah,
something.
but don't forget,
There's
I
things that
replied
are.
to your GIF.
Did you?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Hold on, I didn't see it there.
There's also my
Oh yeah,
reply to the ocean.
you wrote taupe, which you had just found out what that means. I don't know how you missed that for so long. Yeah, and Kitty wrote found. Yeah, after you said fuck the ocean, Kitty wrote found the name for my next FERC alt, and you wrote no.
What? Ocean's a pretty name.
Yeah, but it should be the ocean.
The ocean, or just fuck the FT ocean.
So yeah, you were on a bit of a bender.
Yeah, because we used up one vape pen and switched to another.
And that's not counting all the nonsense you posted on Discord. Did you read back the Discord?
Oh God, I read back
From
some
last
of it,
night?
but let me.
I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna read you some. There's too much for me to read all of it, but I'm just gonna do some selected greatest hits here, or greatest shits, as the case may be, from last night when you were just like you tried to say too complex, but it was like Camel Pix.
Your typos were through
And then
the roof.
you tried to say fuck off, but you wrote fuckage off. I mean, you wrote.
Also,
I mean, and
I
that's
like
when
this
you were
line.
coming
I am
down
baked
from
like-
it.
Okay, I like this line because I'm scrolling back too, and I like this line. I am baked like fresh banana bread.
Yeah, I mean, you wrote, I will send you to Planet Piss.
I don't remember posting that.
Yeah, you said that. You said that you were going to send, I think, Riddle to Planet Piss.
I'm looking forward to trip sitting for June now.
You tried to say barrel's very white, but you wrote it as very. It was VRRY, and white is WIYTE.
Wait.
Yeah, like
I'm gonna have a camera on them constantly when we live together and this happens again.
you were completely confused by barrel saying sour cream and onion babies. You tried to say que and you wrote KHYW, so you said ku. And by the way, I think your phone might think that fuck is spelled with a J because you said it multiple times.
Yeah.
Well, probable if you insist on spelling enough times, the
Yeah.
phone will learn it. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. You know what? I'm gonna have to go look and make sure it's not in the dictionary. And if it is, I'm gonna have to delete it.
The only time that you were lucid is when you were arguing with Barrel about Bioshock.
I love that.
Here-
That's like the only time
Yeah.
I was lucid.
Here's a great one. Fuck the woods.
I mean, yeah, fuck the woods. I hate the woods. I hate living in the woods.
You wrote fuck space, also capitalism. That's normal.
That's fair.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I some of this is just bizarre. I'm skipping over a lot too. I'm not reading everything.
Humble the and fly. Fucking.
I love when you came out and you announced I did the whack tobacco. Hey, here you try. I don't know if you were trying to say that you're high or you're hungry. I'm gonna paste it in the chat. What you
No, I
wrote.
think that was on purpose because we were talking about being. Someone mentioned hangry. I think it was you because you were talking about
Yeah.
I was
Morpeko.
hungry.
Yeah.
And they were
Hangry.
hangry.
I'm shocked you had the mental capacity to put that together at that point.
Just needed I think an H to fill out the word high so it was more obvious and it would have worked.
Higangry. Fuck yeah. Oh, that's noun. Let's see.
Me replying
Well.
to Kitty with, "Why do you have that gif?"
Why wouldn't you? Did you see all my Oswald gifs that I kept posting?
I did.
I was like, this is you tomorrow, this is all of us. And then Barrel was trying to tell me that, like, Oswald is super obscure, and I'm like, no.
Well, I didn't know who Oswald was until I looked it up in relation to Bendy and the Ink Machine. So I think, I think You might have a higher than average knowledge of that since you said you're into.
Well, of 30s cartoons, yeah. I love when you wrote, I'm going to kick your ass, but you replaced the I in kick with an 8.
Well, how about this? You asked me at one point, which planet is the most fuckable? And my reply is, I didn't do it.
Well, I think when you said I didn't do it, it was because I said something like, I'm going to give you a pop quiz or something like that. Or I have a question for you.
Yeah, and then I followed up with the thing to stalls.
But yeah,
Oh my god, and then fucking Bill, hashtag, Pluto did not deserve to be a planet.
plant it.
Yeah. And
I mean,
so I
that's
replied
barrel
with
in a nutshell.
Plantet. I mean, I couldn't even spell his spelling wrong.
That's our barrel, isn't it?
Yeah, and then we just blew it up into bananas.
That's a GSA song, says Wayne.
Fresh bananas every day.
Fresh banana every day.
You didn't use the screen.
Eve Steven.
No, it's F7.
FF7.
Okay, Kitty doesn't know about that.
No, apparently I don't.
Do you know Armageddon Time? My friend Jesse comes by very occasionally.
I know the name.
I got him on Skype. This was years ago, and he didn't know I was recording him. He was really drunk, and he would not stop ranting about Final Fantasy VII. And every time I tried to steer the conversation away to something else, he would somehow start talking about Final Fantasy VII anyway. And it was so weird. So, and it's weird because I wasn't recording at first, and then like I turned on the recording like halfway through the call, and so he's ranting. He's in the middle of a rant, and it's just so. And he gets like so drunk. He fell down at one point. You know, and then the next day I was like, guess what I got? You know, I got this recording of you acting like an asshole. Should I put it up on YouTube? And he's like, is it funny? And I said, it's hilarious. He said, if it's funny, put it up.
Oh my god, I scrolled down a little bit, and his Bill saying, it's 6:22, so time for me to time travel. And I replied with, Bill, you're not time traveling. That's not how it works. You literally die for 8 hours. And you're like, technically we're all traveling through time constantly. And I said, okay, but only Brazilians can go backwards.
I'm the first non-Brazilian to travel backwards in time.
Oh my god, and that was me fucking up too complex because Riddle was confused about what we were going on about.
Riddle's usually confused about what we're going on about.
I mean, can you blame him?
Yeah,
I mean,
most
Riddle's
reasonable people are.
Riddle's young and isn't as insane as we are, so.
Yeah, this is how badly I butchered too complex, though. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's. Yeah, and I'm. How did you do that?
I'm going to reply with what I said to you last night when you responded to that.
What?
Fuck off. I was on the phone.
Off? No, fuckage off. But yeah, but phones have autocorrect.
I don't use autocorrect.
Yeah, but like, how do you, that's bullshit. If you were on the keyboard on your computer, I can understand that level of fuckery.
Look, I don't use autocorrect because they have the nasty tendency to pick words that I don't want.
Speaking of fuckery, Gibbs, what the fuck are you doing?
At one point for an RP, and June would probably remember this, I pulled up my phone. I wanted to I was having a character like type some things into a phone, but they're too emotional at that point, so I'm trying to make typos. So I literally just tried to type the same thing way too fast and then type down the results. And I got like a whole bunch of weird bullshit versions of like, I forget what I was saying, but like, if you just go too fast on a phone, it's really easy to get some fucked up results.
Camel pics. Maybe June really wanted pictures of camels.
No.
Computerized camels.
Very elite camels. They're hackers. They're going to hack into your desert dot biome.
No.
Joe Camel.
No. Anyway,
Joe Camel Biden.
No. Okay.
Hey,
to be honest, I would rather have voted for Joe Camel.
No, but no. But I'm saying Biden does wear those fucking sunglasses.
Yeah, but I'm saying I would rather have voted for almost anybody besides Joe Biden. I would, you know what? Okay, I would rather vote for the version of Joe Biden in The Onion. Well, no, I would rather vote for the version of Joe Biden in that epic rap battle.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, I would vote for that guy. But
Definitely.
the version of
Oh,
Joe Biden
shut
we
up.
get in real life is just creepy Uncle Joe, and I voted for him because who else am I gonna vote for? But if
Okay. I don't.
Bernie would have won by now. I'm not trying to say that.
No,
And it's like
no,
I'm not
he
even a
would- no.
big Bernie fan. I'm just saying he
No.
presents an option that the people. What are the options with
What are you
Biden?
even saying right now? What are you even saying right now? You're like arguing with yourself.
I guess what I'm saying is that what are the options we have right now? We got Biden and we got Trump. And no, they're both racist, rapists with brainworms.
So
No, they're not.
is the way.
People want to feel like they have options, and the Democrats have been putting out some of the Republican-like characters who they're pro-corporate, they don't really care about healthcare or anything like that. And it's just like,
want
why?
people-
Get off the stage and put someone who actually wants to do something for the citizens of the United States of America. But no, we got Joe Biden.
But that's assuming that the people in the Democratic Party want to do what's best for the people, which obviously they don't.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's the
you're-
other
you're-
thing. I mean,
You're giving them too much credit. As you've said many times, the Democratic Party are useful idiots. At best.
I bet, yeah, because they're capitalist. And I think when you get right down to it, the leadership is not interested in reform. Because reform means they don't get any money. Because
We have investigated ourselves and found that we did nothing wrong, right?
Yeah.
Trump has been really good for the Democrats because for people like Hillary Clinton and stuff like that, because they get to go on the speaking circuit and make a ton of money talking about how Trump ain't shit. And so that's just so much easier than running a country, right?
I do that for free.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, man, shit. If I'd known I was gonna get money out of this, I would put my pants back on.
Yeah, pants are overrated.
Yeah, I'm not wearing pants right now.
You might make
I mean,
more.
if I
of
have
that
to be
if you want.
sober for this, I might as well not wear pants.
I don't know. I'm not assuming that you're sober or that you're wearing pants at any particular portion of this.
Trust me, I'm sober. I sobered up like last night. I'm fine.
I know. I just you might you never know. You might do a weed. To inject
What
one
is
entire
going on in the
marijuana.
background? Is Gibbs doing like some home repairs or something back there?
He's chewing on his bone.
God damn, that is so
And-
fucking loud.
And he, do you notice how it stopped? Because he knows I'm talking about him. And now he's gone back to it. There's nothing I can do about that. I could move him away, but he wants to be near me, so he's just gonna come back.
I mean, it's so. I mean,
Like,
I'm
I
not
could
even
grab the
complaining
bone
as
and
cute.
Toss it across the room. And as soon as I said grab the bone, he looked at me. I could grab the bone and toss it across the room, but he'd just bring it back because he wants to be near me. So
Aw.
He's such a sweetheart. I love your dog.
he was freaking crying when I was in the shower earlier.
Oh my god. Okay, Wayne asked me if I would vote for Tulsi Gabbard over Biden, and no, I would vote for Biden over Tulsi Gabbard. Fuck Tulsi Gabbard.
What about Susan Collins?
What about who?
Susan Collins. Would you fight her in a field?
No,
Okay,
because we
no,
wouldn't want to
I,
take that away
I,
from Maybe.
no. Okay,
Well, we could.
Susan
like,
Collins,
if
it'll
you-
be like the ending
True.
of Metal Gear Solid 3.
There you go. No, but like we could be EB's crew, like the homies that come along to offer.
Okay, that yes.
Yeah,
I would
and
abs- I would
it'll be a
absolutely
nice
show up.
field too, just full of flowers.
Oh yeah.
I would definitely show up to the fight between Susan Collins and EB, and like our bodies are the ring. We stand around in a circle and make sure that Susan can't escape.
What I imagine is she's doing like a campaign ad in a field, like, "Hi, I'm Susan Collins, hiya," and then out of nowhere, EB barrels out of the side and drop kicks her. And she just goes down, and then all you see is EB just pounding on like something below the camera.
And then that hero who punched Richard Spencer shows up.
That American patriot.
Yes. Uh, okay, well,
Punching a
I'm
Nazi.
checking
Not
the
a crime.
news. I'm checking 5:38, but it looks like we're probably not going to hear anything until 9 o'clock tonight. So why don't we just go ahead and end the stream here? I want to say thank you both for coming along.
Happy to. Always.
If you want to show yourself, go ahead. Now's the time.
My name's NecroVMX. I stream every day. I'm also going to be doing a community night stream of Jackbox games on the Discord server tonight, and I have a YouTube channel.
And my name is Darkling Kitty. I stream from Thursday to Sunday, variety streamer. Come check me out. Tomorrow I'll be doing Troubleshooter Abandoned Children, which is like XCOM, but instead of aliens, it's anime.
Aliens can be anime.
Well, it's just
Okay.
regular anime criminals.
Gibbsy Noodle.
Anime criminals. Okay, here's the schedule, and here is what is coming up on.
Done. I am through. I am so sick of it all. I am tired of
You realize you're not muted, right?
I am
Oh, he realizes.
through. I am so sick of it all. Fuck.
Time, please. Anyway, so here's what we got tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be more marathon. So that's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to that. And after marathon, we have Silent Hill 2. So you'll want to be here for that. And then on Friday, I don't know what Kitty has planned for Friday. I think Kitty, you were talking about maybe doing fighting games or something this Friday.
If you're both up for it, I'll probably just be doing more Phasmophobia.
Okay, so if we do that, then you'll want to come by on Kitty's stream with from Fridays. Although I thought of something, there is something you could do for fighting games.
Oh,
Play Darkstalkers.
I need to get a copy of it somehow.
Have you
I
heard
thought
of
of
this
that.
thing called emulation?
Well, I want the most recent one, but that's on I think I have it on a PS3 somewhere, so I have to figure that out.
That's just an emulated version anyway.
Well, it's an
Yeah.
emulated version of all 3 games with online.
Yeah, part of the problem with arcade emulation is you can never find a fucking working ROM. You basically have to find a ROM set that is configured to work with a specific version of MAME.
Yeah. Oh yeah, maybe
That can take that takes a huge amount of space because we're talking like 16 gigabytes minimum. But you know,
and just for those of you out there, June did not say 16. June said 60.
Yeah.
yeah. So anyway, after from Friday is more Silent Hill, which I already talked about. So
Shut up, mountain.
and then on Sunday we have more King's Field, so you want to be here for that. We're making some good progress there. And then Final Fantasy VII is on Tuesday. We'll be finishing up with the Chocobo stuff, and if there's enough time, I will try and finish the game.
Stuff.
So that's gonna be fun.
Stuff.
Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We had a good time talking to Kitty and John as always. Y'all the
Yeah.
best.
You're
Titty
the best.
pickles.
Let,
No you. No you.
Nuh-uh, you, yeah.
No you.
Let's talk about raids. Who are
No
we going to
reverse
raid?
card.
We got a couple options here. We got Punk Hero Zero, who are playing something called Aegis Defenders. We've got Dr. Bill, who are playing Fallout New Vegas. And we have GoJG, who are playing Hades. I think I'm gonna go ahead and raid Dr. Bill.
Yeah.
Because Bill could use the B-words, I think. So,
Plus,
His timeout's over.
I was just gonna say, I think he's learned his lesson.
yeah. So, we need a good raid call. What is a good raid call that we can use?
Say something. Talk shit about Fallout New Vegas.
Okay, what was that again?
Talk shit about Fallout New Vegas.
Oh my
Say
god.
something about. Yeah. By the way, did you see what I used as a raid call earlier?
No.
Because I rated Kaylee, and she was playing Super Mario 64, and I wrote, if your toilet is clogged, you call a plumber.
Oh, I did see that.
If the princess is kidnapped, you call a plumber. What are they really saying about princesses?
Okay.
Oh.
That's
thought it was
a way call. Feel free to use the this for this emoji if you don't have the tier 2 emoji, go ahead and use the tier 1. Yeah.
That's good. I like it.
Yeah.
Gonna,
It's true.
he's,
I mean,
he's
it
gonna
uses
be
the
so
same goddamn engine, has all the same goddamn problems.
Yeah, but
But no, it's an okay game anyway.
But it's because Barrel sucks Fallout New Vegas's cock so much.
Yeah, it's like, okay, see, Bill's not alone in that, and I'm the weird one who thinks Fallout New Vegas is overrated, but you know what, that's okay, I'm ready to die on this hill. Because dying on hills is the only defense I have.
You die on a lot of hills.
Yeah. Well, no, it's a very hilly country, so...
Some of them are silent.
Okay, so I am going to go ahead and raid. I'm going to hit the raid button. We have raid... Do I have its name right? Okay.
Dr. Barrel.
Okay, we are going to go ahead and we are going to raid Dr. Barrel. You all have a great rest of your night. Hopefully we'll get some okay news out of the election soon. Up until then, you just hang tight. Have a good night. I'm going to hit that raid button in 10, 9,
37.
8, 7, 6,
27.
5, 4,
666.
3,
9.
2, 1.
12.